cooking since she was a young girl and has a passion for cooking as well as sharing her dishes. Joining me this afternoon in the CI kitchen, we have Chef Carrie Anderson hanging out with us. Carrie, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, you are so welcome. Let's talk a little bit about your history with cooking.
Oh, yes. I've been cooking since I was 9 years old. I've only ever worked really in food service, so food is really my life.
And Mom kind of had something to do with that, right?
Absolutely, yes. She was a very traditional Southern cook. She really had, one wheelhouse, and so, but her food was amazing. And I remember tasting my other friends' food from their mom, from other countries, and I was like, if their mom's food tastes as good, my mom's food tastes as good, there's got to be great food out there across the world. And I had that realization at 9.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And now look at you today, sharing all of your dishes. You work for the university.
I do. I've been there for 23 years in university housing dining services.
Okay, so then do you get to try out some of your creations on them, or how does that work?
I do, and the students are very kind and generous and always willing to try stuff.
Well, that's good. So what are we going to try today?
So today we are going to make a West African peanut stew, but I'm just doing a little twist on it because I like to modify recipes. I like for things to be very convenient.
Oh, okay. So what do we need to get started?
So in this pot we have some peanut oil and ginger, garlic, and onions. And I used peanut oil. You don't have to. You can use any type of oil you like. But I'm layering flavor here. So I've got that in there.
Is that kind of the key to building this recipe with the layers?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anytime you can add similar ingredients in multiple steps, you are layering flavors and kind of making it more intense.
Okay.
That's a little bit of cumin. And I'm going to add in a couple of teaspoons of tomato paste. And
okay, I've never seen tomato paste in a tube.
so convenient because normally, you open the little jar and then you got to use it up. Right. This is really nice. It's shelf stable. You can keep it in your fridge or your cabinet.
I've never seen that. Learn something new.
Super convenient.
Got that in there melding together.
We do. And so then once this cooks for a couple of minutes, you would then go ahead and add some tomato puree.
Lots of people, I'm sure, still have lots of tomatoes coming in their gardens strong.
Absolutely.
So a great way to use those.
My daughter, Little Chef, she's on my page, She Chefs. She made this for me the first time I had it, and we did use fresh tomatoes, and her recipe is probably way better than mine.
I was going to say, are you feeling the pressure now to perform as well as your daughter?
I am. She told me, practice at home. I'm going to let you know if you do okay.
Oh, good. Well, I feel like you're doing a great job.
Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome. Okay, so that peanut butter, what's that do for the recipe?
Well, you want to have a nice strong peanut flavor. Peanuts, or ground nuts as they're called in Africa, are a very common ingredient. Okay. And so this is just a very peanut forward dish, but it doesn't taste sweet like a sandwich or like you would normally associate peanuts with, something very sweet. This is very savory.
Oh, okay. We're adding a little bit of broth in there.
We are.
And then we're going to have some protein and some greens that we're going to add in here coming up.
That is correct. And that is to keep, or to add protein, add additional flavor and texture, but you can also make this vegetarian.
Oh, you're adding in chicken. Is there another protein that you would choose?
Sure. You could actually go with no protein at all because peanuts are packed with protein.
Oh, yeah.
You could add in tofu. You could add in a vegan crumble, anything like that if you wanted to have kind of that texture.
Yeah. Now, let's talk a little bit about your Facebook page while you're stirring and getting everything going. You've got a great group there that supports you and all the fun things that you do.
I do. And
you're building a community.
I am. And I started the page back in 2016. And then during the pandemic, I had a little bit of extra time.
Yes, as we all did.
So I dedicated a little bit more of my time and my resources to building the page, and I'm up to about 1,500 community members and chefs is what we call them. And they actually voted on this dish.
Wow. Okay, there's the QR code. What will that get them to?
That will take you directly to my page. You can request to join, and we have just a really great food community. We love to laugh and share recipes and tips and tricks.
Yes, because you know what? Sometimes come fall, you just want something comforting and something, you just kind of run out of ideas. Chili, you can only do so much chili, right?
That's right.
Okay, well, this is a great twist here on a fun stew. Carrie's going to keep adding in all of her ingredients. We've got the chicken and I believe that's kale.
That's right.
Some kale to add. We'll have the big reveal coming up. In the meantime, check her out on Facebook. It's the She Chefs, She Shops, She Educates Facebook group, and she would love to have you be part of her community. The big reveal still to come.